Yo guys, what's good? Welcome back to the Mr. Meat channel. And like I say always at the start, as a newcomer to this platform, make sure you have already subscribed to your boy and help your boy grow. Live reactions are always on Twitch at the moment because it is the current best spot for me. I have looked into other stuff, and maybe when the time is right, I make the change. But for now, Twitch is the best place for me. So if you haven't already hit the follow button there, then make sure you have. It's Mr. Meat on Twitch, Mr. Meat on YouTube, Mr. Meat on TikTok, which is the place you can see all my reactions to those three goals that we scored today from Klopp's kids. And it was another day where Klopp's kids took over. You see the experience on the pitch. Like Kwanzaa can't be considered a inexperienced player anymore. Neither can Connor Bradley, but the rest of them fairly youngsters. Bobby Clark getting his first. Bobby Clark getting minutes, McConnell getting minutes, you see in Kumas game, I know the graphic says Luis Diaz. It's because I didn't have the graphic for Kumas ready. So basically, at the start of the season, I gave my graphics artist a list of youngsters that I was fairly sure were going to make an appearance this season. And Jaden Dans and Kumas were two that really caught me off guard. Like, even Naoni, I did not expect those three to be in the first team picture at all. So when it came to them being named in lineups, I was like, fuck. I should have them all done before the next time we see Liverpool play, which is Saturday um, against Nottingham Forest, which again you can see live on Twitch. I'll be live reacting to that about 2:30, 2:45 for the 3 p.m. kickoff. We have Europa League game next week on Thursday as well, which is against Sparta Prague, which is at a dodgy time. I'm hoping everything is right and I get everything done on time to be ready for the 5:45 kickoff, but I can't promise that one. I'll have the second leg live because second leg should switch to 8 p.m., which is a far better time for me. But 5:45 kickoffs are just awful. I don't like them because I finish work at what 4:30, get home for about 5. It doesn't really give me much time to eat, shower up, and whatnot, and get ready for the stream. But it is what it is, you know. Enough about that one. We'll worry about that next week. The quad dreams are still alive. We went into this game and I seen a lot of people on Twitter calling it a very easy victory and an easy game. It was never going to be that. It could have been a potential banana skin, and in reality, if you watched the game, it probably should have been. Like you watched the game, Southampton were very much all over us. The first half, they started the better team. They had chances that in the first 10 minutes alone, they hit the post twice, and Kelleher made two beautiful saves. Um, but like I said in my live stream, like it was pressure that was never going to be sustained for 90 minutes. Southampton going into this, it was a massive game for them, regardless of what the next fixture was. Obviously, the draw happened before the game started, which I don't agree with, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But they knew that going into the game, they would have another big game. But obviously, they were gonna give it all anyways. It's Premier League opposition after all. They're gonna have to be at their best and creating chances, they were pretty much near at their best. It's just when it came to finishing their chances, the levels of Premier League and Championship showed because the level they were taking their chances right. The shots that they were doing, if that was the Championship, maybe it goes in, but the level of Premier League is just that bit more, and the shots weren't at that level. And Kelleher, as good as he was, made beautiful saves, but there were saves that you'd expect him to make somewhat being at Premier League level now. And I've said it time and time again. Kelleher is far too good to be a second choice keeper, and I really worry that we might have to let him go in the summer because he is good enough to be number one for someone. And with him being in the Ireland picture, like I know he's ready for first team football somewhere, and it will suck to see him leave. Believe me, it will suck to see him leave. But I think he's far too good to be a second choice keeper. I don't want to see him go, and if he's happy to stick around with Liverpool, then fair play. But I think he might be coming to a point where he might have to look at himself and being like, and be like, I am too good to be a second choice keeper. And as a Liverpool fan, every Liverpool fan knows this. He's way too good to be second choice nowadays. Like he's getting to that point where because of the international call-ups he's had recently, if he wants to be that main player for Ireland going further, he needs to be in the first team picture at some point at a team in the league. Um, but for now, we get to enjoy him as a second choice keeper. And really, I say second choice keeper. Kelleher, when he comes into this Liverpool picture, he's not really a second team. He's not really a second choice keeper. He's almost borderline first choice. It's just he's unfortunate that we've got probably the world's best keeper at the moment in Allison. Um, Virgil did start. I was a little bit surprised, but I guess with the amount of youngsters that we threw out into the lineup, I guess having Virgil for some experience wasn't the worst thing. He did get substituted at half time. I'm not sure if that's entirely down to just rotating the team, so Konate came in, or if there was an injury involved. I haven't seen reports just yet, so I'll look into that after. Gomez, I rated the performance, but I was very unsure on what his position was in that game because I seen him everywhere: centre back, right back, in the midfield, set CDM. I was so confused on his position in general, but he was very good. Kwanzaa again, another one that just steps up whenever we require him. Bradley again, very good performance. McConnell and Clark, I don't think they were at their best, but they didn't have bad games for sure. They had good games themselves. Gakpo, I think he was a bit underperformed this game, but he might be tired considering he played on the weekend. Elliot had a very good game. I can't knock him down. Luis Diaz, even though he didn't fucking play, but he's on my graphic. You know, Kumas, like his goal was good. I mean, at first glance, I thought amazing finish. Once I seen the replays, I realized that he did have a shot that was deflected and went in. But still, to be getting into that, to create that little gap for him to take the shot was unreal, and he performed well. Then we move on to our players from the bench. So we had Jaden Dans come on. Like I said it before, remember this guy's name because he's going to be special. He'll be a future number 9 for Liverpool. His first goal was clinical. Harvey Elliott with the pass, and then Jaden Dance takes one little glance at the keeper, knows he's going to go to the ground, dinks it over him. The second one was a tap in, but like, don't let it fool you. The fact that it was a tap in just seems to go under the radar for people, and people just think, yeah, that's fine. It was a tap in. It wasn't too much to mention, too much to worry about. Um, the fact that he realized that Connor Bradley's shot was going to get parried and there was a chance for him to get a rebound. You need to look at that. The fact that he was alert, he reacted faster than the Southampton defender to get to the ball first. And yes, it was a tap in, but the fact that he reacted to it and got into that position to score the tap in speaks wonders of what this guy is about and how much he's going to be a big player for us in the future. Um, but like I said, Southampton were very good value today. Like they performed well in both halves of the football, first half and second half. They both started. They started very well in both halves, and they were creating chances left, right, and center. Um, and for the most part, they deserved like the chances they were creating. They could have. They probably should have won this game, like 4, maybe 5-0. But this is the difference: Premier League and Championship level. Liverpool had the bare minimum amount of chances this game, but because we were that clinical with our bare minimum chances, we ended up going through 3-0. It was the chances we created were fair. Like if you look at it, like I know Southampton didn't have much on target, but Kelleher, whenever he was required to make a save, he was there. Southampton, I remember in the second half, it was a corner kick, and they had a man at the back post, and he just rushed his shot. That's the difference. A Premier League player takes his time a bit more there and slots it in. Championship, he sort of swung at it very early, and it was rash. It was just rash, and he missed the whole goal completely. He went wide. But I see Southampton coming back up. Um, but they currently don't look like a team that's got enough to stay up in the Premier League if they are to come up. Obviously, in the summer they'll make more signings if they were to come up into Premier League. But there's levels to this game, and you could tell the difference between Premier League levels and Championship levels from that game because reality is Liverpool did for most part of that game were running their luck a lot, but Southampton couldn't punish us, and in the end, Liverpool went down the other end and made them punish them for their misses as well. Um, so we go into the next round, which we do have Man United away game. I can't imagine Klopp using too many youngsters. Like he might use the odd few, but considering how much youngsters we used in today's game, I don't think we'll use as many youngsters going into the Man United game because the Man United game will be treated completely differently. Um, it will be a game with more intensity and more rivalry behind it, sort of thing, and it'll be pretty much like a cup final in general. It'll be a good game to watch. Don't get me wrong. I was somewhat rooting for Nottingham Forest because just bored of seeing these big ties in the early rounds of the FA Cup. But we are going to see Man United Liverpool in the fifth quarterfinals of the FA Cup. It's at Old Trafford. Like I said, it won't be an easy game, and the games are coming thick and fast for Liverpool. We're getting like 2 or 3 games per week now. Like I said, we got Forest on Saturday, Sparta Prague on Thursday. Then we got the big one against Man City next Sunday. So the games are coming thick and fast. Our squad rotation needs to be on point. I'll talk a lot more about the game on Saturday, on Friday when my new video comes out about the preview for Nottingham Forest game. Um, so I won't touch on that too much. But it's from what I've read reports about so far. There's positives about that game to look forward to. There are a few players coming back and whatnot. So I'll talk about that in another video still. But like I said about the draw happening before the rounds of football has completed is baffling me because like going into this game, right? If you're a Southampton fan or Southampton player, you've seen the draw. You know that after this game, there's a chance to play Man United or Nottingham Forest, and more than likely it was going to be Man United because they had a strong, fairly strong team out. That puts extra like, you know, let's do this, let's win this game. We've got a big game coming after. That should never be the case. It should be a draw after every fixture has happened. Like if these games were replays, fine, you know, do it before the thing. But they weren't. They were the first like attempts of the game. Like it has to be done after the game. Like it just makes more sense. Like, you know, you've beaten Liverpool. If it was to be the case, you've beaten Liverpool, you get rewarded with a game against Man United. That's the mentality it should be. The draw happening before a round of fixtures is baffling to me. It makes no sense. Um, I know Jaden Dan's got credited the man of the match, but my man of the match was Keller. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. This guy, in the past 3 games alone, whenever he's been called upon, he's always been there. Like the goal he conceded um, when Raheem Sterling was offside, there was nothing much he could do about it. And the chances that are going past him, they're good chances that he just generally has no chance to save. But everything so far this guy does is he's just too good to be second choice keeper, and I'm gonna miss him when if he is to leave Liverpool. But currently he remains a Liverpool player, and at the moment I'm loving everything about him. Um, 3-0, game done. Part of the quad dreams are still alive. We go into the next one against Nottingham Forest on Saturday, and that's part 3 of the quad. Um, I say part 3 because that's probably the one that's going to be finished before the Europa. I think the Europa League tends to happen after the season finished. I'm not sure. I'll double check on that one. But part 2 is FA Cup because I think FA Cup is before. No, part 2. I'll get the parts right in the next video, 100%. But it's been your boy, Mr. Me. Make sure you do hit the subscribe button down below. Let me know your thoughts on this game as well. You know, tell me if you agree with my opinions or disagree with my opinions. It's all about a debate. We'll have a debate. Like, you know, I don't think my opinions are facts. It's just my opinions, you know. But I'm happy to debate. Let me know what you thought of the game. Subscribe to me here. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see live reactions to Liverpool Nottingham Forest on Saturday. And if you have missed my reactions to those 3 goals from today, make sure you do follow me on TikTok, Mr. Me on TikTok, and you get to see that the reactions for there. Twitter is there as well. Instagram's in the bottom right as well. If you have, and it's in my bio down below as well. So make sure you do follow me and subscribe to me on all my platforms. And I'll catch you in the next one on Friday when I'm talking about Liverpool Nottingham Forest. Peace.